Anyway, today is the influencer stable and what they're doing. And I know, because I was part of one before all you guys go fucking bananas, that I'm some sort of hypocrite. All right, I've walked the path, fellas. I don't know why that's such a revelation. I ain't sitting here with white linen gloves. Anyway, so I briefly touched on it. What they're trying to do, what PHC was trying to do, was to rope a bunch of a dozen or so influencers, and they have continued to reach out, because I've talked to people that have joined recently within the last couple of months or 6 months or so. And then they go to the manufacturers because they have the relationships, we'll call them, with the marketing teams. And so they come back to you and say, we will, this product wants to use you. They're willing to pay you this much for a post. Here's all the requirements. If you watched our live with Matt, that's exactly consistent with what he said. And then they take their cut. Nothing ever came to fruition with my short little venture there. And you guys can call this sort of discussion sour grapes if you want, or jealousy if you want. It's none of that. It's just the facts of what happened. And I do know, after talking to at least 3 different other people that did sign or have signed with PHC, that there's nothing happening. And they fully expect their contract to run out before they actually, sort of do any advertising for them. And I noticed on their little Instagram page that they're just sort of doing what everybody else does and films the manufacturer's rep. I just saw one this morning on DeWalt of some stupid tool. So, and if you go to their actual Instagram page, which is where all this stuff is quote unquote happening. Oh, I can't make that. They haven't posted in like 3 months. So I don't know how well that's going for them. They are a magazine, like they're actually a media company, and have been for a very long time. So they do have those connections and have built those relationships with the marketing teams of various products. And it appears to me, and then someone's welcome to tell, I only know one dude that has made, any sort of money off of it. And I won't say his name, of course, but over the course of about 8 months, he made about $7,000 off of doing it. And it sort of translates into what Boston Morningstar says, is it's about a 4 to 5 month turnaround to get payments, to make sure that everything tracks with, like, you can't have a dud and they'll pay you. You can put in all that work, if you have a dud, you get nothing. So anyway, it's fascinating that these plumbing companies are now trying, they've seen this and have been part of this stuff and said, we can do this ourselves, which is absolutely no different than the homeowner that's watched 15 YouTube videos. It's not. It equates perfectly. That you think you can do the job because it's so easy, and we all know how that works out for the homeowners. Terribly. 92% of the time. Absolutely, there is, 8% and maybe as high as 15% of those homeowners that actually pull it off. They don't need you and save themselves some money. Most of them cost them money. So that's what these media companies are doing. These new plumbing media companies, is they're pulling together who they consider a diverse and experienced group of mostly employees. And again, I'm using broad brushes. That doesn't mean they're all employees, but most of them are. to go to the marketers and say, use us, pay us this, and here's our all-star team that will pump your products for you. That's how that works. And if this is successful, and I highly doubt that it will be, and again, it's just my thoughts on it all, mostly because these guys have no fucking idea what they're doing, and they're not savvy enough to actually market with these marketing guys, because it's a brand new thing. Anyway, imagine that as everything goes, it starts off with 15. Look at car companies, phone companies, all the rest of that stuff. You know, it boils down to like 5. You have 50 to start, but then, you know, this buys this and that buys this, the whole amoeba thing. You end up with 3 to 5 big media companies. And they're going to gatekeep all that shit, right? They're going to gatekeep it all. So that the little guy that, and I'll use me because everybody thinks it's about me. So if I'm on here and not part of one of those stables, then I get shunned. And nobody's going to, you know, repost my stuff or be interested in what I have to say, because I'm not part of a agency, right? Like, look at the modeling agency. You just don't get to show up and do your thing unless you're Pamela Anderson, and that's a 1 in a billion. Most of them model for years and do all sorts of things. Most of the ladies do some nude scenes when they're trying to make it, and once they finally do make it, like, listen, if I'm doing a nude scene, you're paying me $1 million. All right, fine, we'll do a body double. That's how that goes. It's the same model, and they're gonna, if they were successful, they're gonna weed out the little content creators, and every once in a while you're gonna have a flash in the pan dude that everybody likes, and then there's gonna be a scramble by these media companies to buy that guy's, you know, followers or shtick or whatever the case may be. And I think it's business. It's where things go. And I think it'll ruin this platform. I just do. And you can call me a hater. You can call me delusional and jealous and mad and grumpy and old, and that my personality's bad and my content's terrible. Right? The heaviest plumber in Canada. Dude, that's what you did. I'm going to talk about that for a second. What you did in public is absolutely shameful. You should be ashamed of yourself. Honestly. To act like that after you and I had a conversation. What I considered a meaningful conversation. When people talk to me personally, those conversations are not only personal and private, and I never reference who I spoke with. I may share some of the information, but that's how you gain a reputation of being trustworthy and a confidant. And those people know that they can call me anytime, day or night, and I will do the best I can to help them with whatever problem they're dealing with. You have had that privilege removed, along with 3 or 4 others in this group, in this very tight circle of people that are doing this on Instagram and other platforms. Just saying. It ain't that big. And if you're going to act like a dick, you're going to get treated like one. Anyway, those obviously are my thoughts and not yours. I do hope that people sort of realize, you know, what path they're on and where it's going. And these guys are going to treat you like rented mules or trained monkeys or, a SeaWorld seal. You go up and do your little dance and get your couple of fish, and off you go. While the big company makes all the money. Right now, if I believe you guys, a few of you are able to do fairly well with your little shtick, which, as I've said, will not last long. So enjoy it while it lasts. No animosity, good for you. You got something that resonates with the people. Let it ride. That's it. I could go on for another freaking 4 hours. My thoughts, not yours. Have a great day.